Guys, so I have an amazing opportunity for an amazing human being. Okay, so as I scale client acquisition.io, I've realized that I need someone to be helping me out when it comes to leading the acquisition and the growth side of the business. Okay, um, so I've decided that I'm looking to hire a growth manager, right? The mission is pretty simple. It's to make it unreasonable for client acquisition.io not to hit $3 million in monthly revenue in the next 18 months, right? And when I say 3 mil, I'm not saying like, oh, let's hit it for 1 month. I mean, let's get it to a point where we can sustainably do over $3 million in revenue every single month. Okay. By dialing in our customer growth, our acquisition, our retention, upsells, and also running the marketing and the sales department as one. Okay. This is the most important thing. I'm not looking for a marketer. I'm not just looking for a sales leader. I'm looking for both in one, right? Because I believe that the reason why I've been able to scale client acquisition.io to the point where I've been able to scale it to is because I'm as good at marketing as I am at selling. Therefore, I can make decisions that are better than if I was just a salesperson or if I was just a marketer, right? I know all these things, so I feel like the person who's going to replace me when it comes to growth, it's not like you're going to replace me. We're just going to be working together, and you're going to be the person who takes care of implementing everything and running everything, while I can focus on the product and while I can focus on operations. So that's essentially it. For those who don't know client acquisition.io, what we do is really simple. There is a big gap between people selling people vehicles, meaning they'll sell people how to start agencies. They'll sell people how to start different business models online when it comes to the service niche. But these people will never see success. So I created client acquisition.io to be the thing that bridges that gap by solving for implementation, right? Everybody's smart, everybody's bright, but they're still not making the sales and the revenue that they need to be free. Therefore, we come in, we build the systems, we build the teams for them, and we also consult them and coach them on what they need to understand and who they need to become in order to achieve their goals, right? Now, what will be your outcomes? It's pretty simple. Increase our combined audience to a minimum, and by say combined, I mean like from all the platforms: Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, all these platforms. Increase, our combined audience to a minimum of 500,000 people by leveraging paid media and organic efforts. Therefore, you're going to need to be good at if we, maybe we can't hit a certain, audience or impression. Therefore, I'm going to give you a budget of, you're going to decide what that budget is going to be, because you're going to be running this. And then we can leverage paid media to scale and reach people that we wouldn't, reach through other methods, through other organic methods, right? But you're also going to have access to, and you're going to be able to leverage our organic efforts, which is YouTube Shorts, and also the content team, okay? The next thing is develop and implement marketing, which is, either paid ads or outbound to acquire new customers and retaining existing ones with the help of the growth team, or maybe the one or two people that you can hire under you when it comes to the media buying side of things, right? So I want you to be as good. I don't want you to just know about paid ads. I also want you to know about outbound prospecting, because we're a company that heavily relies on organic, on outbound. We haven't really. I've probably spent less than 20 grand in over 2 years, in 2.5 years of running this company, and we've done over $3.5 million in the last 2 years. 90% of it came from the last. 95% came in the last, I would say, 15 months, right? So I don't want you to just be someone who knows how to spend money. I want you to also know someone who can, do the dirty work, right? Get in the trenches and make sure that we're still efficient as we can be with our acquisition. Okay. Set weekly, monthly, and quarterly targets for the growth team and the sales team based on our revenue goals. So you're going to need to set up the KPIs and figure out how you're going to need to review how we've set up the current metrics, and then you're going to need to revamp the whole thing based on our targets, right? Build new hiring systems and compensation plan that will attract better talent. I believe that this is super key if we're going to scale to 3 million, because I guess if we were already the people who make $3 million a month, we would already be there, right? So I'd love for you to also be great at hiring people. Improve training materials and keep the growth team, the GSs, so the growth specialist in the company. For those who don't know, GS is just my appointment setting team, but it's just that they're also good at generating attention and all that good stuff. Sales team and the sales team accountable to meet the new standards, right? So you're going to need to be good at training people. You're going to need to be good at creating material that people can go through to improve. You're going to need to be able to lead meetings and just make people want to become better. If you're not the type of person who can inspire others and lead others to do better than what they think they're capable of, then this role is not for you, right? If you can't inspire people to do better, if you're not the type of person who has this aura about them that just not makes people work out of fear, but makes people generally want to just raise their standards because they feel like, wow, this person is amazing, right? That's what I want you to be able to do. We don't want to push people and make them feel like they're doing it just because they'll do it or get fired. We generally want people to be inspired to do better, right? The other outcome that you will need to be to achieve is research trends, analyze data, and come up with new growth strategies that can allow us to achieve rapid and sustainable growth. I put sustainable in capital letters because I'd rather us sustainably grow than just hit $3 million in 6 months, right? I could easily spend $500,000 this month and we could easily do 3 mil, but to what cost, right? If you're the type of person who can't think long term and you can't think in second, third, fourth order consequences, and you just come in and you're like the typical salespeople are just like, hey, spend more money on that so we can make money. Yeah, I doubt that we will work together, because I need you to be able to think and come up with reasons as to why we should do something, but also reasons as to why we shouldn't, right? I need you to be better than I am, okay? And by the way, I've put outcomes here, but this role is going to be, this role is a lot. So it's like these outcomes is not necessarily just the only outcomes that you'll need to think of, right? Now, of course, this will happen in different stages, right? So it's not like, okay, you come in and then you do all these things all at once. No, we're going to focus on like, what is the foundation, and then we're going to stack things afterwards, right? Requirements. I need someone who has experience working in a multiple 7-figure or 8-figure high-ticket info consultancy. So you need to understand the info industry. You also need to understand the consulting model, and you also need to understand service-based business operations, or at least how to sell service-based offers. Because we're not just selling information. We're really heavy on service, because that's the thing that gets us close to guaranteeing success for our clients. So I need you to have that kind of experience. I need you to have had experience within an agency, or at least, have the experience of selling agency services, have experience selling high ticket info, coaching, consulting offers, right? Minimum of 2 years. And if you don't have 2 years in, then you're going to, because guys, this is a big goal, right? To build a $30, $40, $50 million business, it requires some experience. I know a lot of people love to apply to these roles because they're like, oh my God, this is such an amazing role. But the thing is, don't apply if you know that you're not capable of really pushing this thing through, right? I don't want someone who comes in and then I'm going to have to train them on how to become, the person who can get this done. I need someone who can get this done, right? I need you to have sales experience, close multiple 7 figures in sales, and also run a sales team or been in a well-run sales team, right? I understand that it's hard to find people who've run, sales team. Not everybody does it, but it's either you've been in one that was really well run, But the part of you have closed multiple percent figure in sales is a non-negotiable. Meaning, if you have never closed deals and many millions in deals, then you're not going to be the right fit, because I need you to be able to run a sales team. Okay. If you can't run a sales team if you've never closed deals, if you've never had to follow up 100 times a day, right? I also need you to have some marketing and advertising experience. Understand advertising on Meta, understand advertising on YouTube. These two platforms are really important. Now, doesn't mean that you're going to be, preferably you can do the media buying yourself. You can just come up with copy, and you can just come up with creative angles and all that good stuff. But as we scale, we're going to just have, maybe a media buyer under you, maybe a content team, right? So you can just have leverage, and then, you can just guide them, right? But you need to have the advertising experience. If you don't, I doubt that you would be a great fit, okay? I need someone who can work 6 days a week, and I want you to be in a season of your life where you're looking to achieve and build great things. If your goal is to just work 5 days a week, 9 to 5, then I doubt that this is going to be the best place for you to work at, because it's not that you're actually going to be working a lot more than 40 hours a week. It's just that we can't afford to have someone who has who has other priorities other than let's change the world, right? And let's build great things. I still would highly suggest prioritizing life. I still think, having an amazing life is great, but I don't think you should have balance in your life right now. I don't want you to come in and be someone who's seeking for balance, where you're working 40 hours a week and then you still have like 2-3 days out of the week where you're not doing anything. No, I need someone who's on a mission, someone who wants to embrace the work, someone who wants to make the work, to do great work in the next 18 months so that the next 50 years can be blissful, right? If you think that you're going to be able to live an amazing life working 40 hours a week, 5 days a week, then expect to have the same life as almost everybody, right? We want to do things that are different from what average people do, so we can have a non-average life, okay? Now, what's in it for you? 6-figure income, bonuses on performance, and eventually, based on what you'll be building and based on how you perform and based on how I feel about you, I'll be glad to give you profit share from the whole company. Okay. This is of course, I know a lot of people come in for the income, but for me, what I personally would love to have someone come in for is, I want you to come in for the fact that you will be getting a piece of something that's going to be huge, right? If you're coming in for income, that's cool, but that just tells me that you're just focused on the short term, right? You're just in here for a paycheck. If you're in here for a paycheck, I generally do not want you in the company, because you're going to be making decisions that are not aligned with the mission of the company, okay? I need people who can play this game. I need someone to come in and be like, hey, Serge, we could do that. We could turn this into a 9-figure play. We could do $500 million, right? I want that type of person. If that is you, I promise you that if you help me achieve and you help the whole team, it's not really me at this point. It's, we have an amazing team, right? We have almost 25 people on the team who are waking up every day chasing greatness. And it's our duty as leaders to make sure that these people who are going to be working under us can have an amazing life. But I can't create an amazing life if all I'm thinking about is, oh, let me get that paycheck this month. Oh, let me get paid myself the most. No, I pay myself less money than most employees. I have many people in my company who take home more than I do, right? Because it's not about the money. For me, I just want to produce. I want to create value. I want to create enterprise value. And the only way I create it is if I stop focusing on the money, okay? So I hope that's you. Best work environment, since we value creativity more than anything else. I want you to come in this company and I want you to create. I will never, if you come to me and you're like, hey, Serge, we should try this, I'll be like, oh my God, please, let's do it, right? I love people who are creative. I love people who go above and beyond and do things when it's not part of their, it's not part of like their requirements or their outcomes or their mission, right? Like come up with, just create. We're all creators, right? So I want someone who has the inspiration to do, to try things. So you'll have everything you need to be able to try things that are new, things that can help us improve more people's lives, right? Work in a company that cares about over delivering for their clients and never have to deal with scammed customers. Okay, we work in an environment. This online space is full of people who are just in it for themselves. They're just looking to collect the bag, collect cash from the customer, and not really care if the customer saw results or not, right? I would rather not make money than make money and ruin our brand, right? I'll always choose the customer over money, right? Because I'd rather have the relationship with a human than just take their $10,000 and not focus on making sure that they have $100,000, $1 million more after they pay that 10 grand. Okay, so you'll never have to work in a company that doesn't have integrity. Okay, you'll also have the ability to build a new vertical within the business and become a partner of mine. Right? This is the beautiful thing about client acquisition.io, is that we build verticals around the expertise of the talent that we have on the team. And this is how I generally believe that we can become a 9-figure company in the next 5 to 10 years, inevitably. Right? So if this sounds like something that is fun, if you just want to work, please apply. Okay? You're going to find this funnel. You're going to need to just, fill in your name, email. If you have, just add in your social profile. Let me know what you're currently doing. Okay. What are you currently, I'll actually just answer everything. I'll show you the questions below. But check this out. These are the things that you should do when applying. Make a loom going over your story. Answer all the questions and more if you can. What are you currently working on? Where are you working? Are you running your own business? Sell yourself to me. Sell yourself hard. But also, one thing that I want to try in this application thing is tell me why I shouldn't hire you, right? I want to know what are the things that you know that you're not good at that would keep me from not that would keep yourself from not hiring yourself, right? Because we know ourselves better than anybody else. So tell me why, if you were in my position, why you wouldn't hire yourself. That's the second question. And when can you start? Okay. And these are all the questions that I need. So who are you? Where are you based? Are you able to relocate and move to Montreal as we ramp up the company? I've realized that it's super important to be able to meet the person who's going to be in this role. So I'd love for you to come to Montreal. Maybe we live together for a little bit, right? Or I can, you can get a place near my place and we just work and build and just build a better culture, a better bond, so that it's not just about, oh, you're just an employee. I generally want someone who I'd love to who I'd love to work with forever. If I can't work for you forever, I will probably never have you in the company. Okay. I want to know, what are you looking to achieve career-wise, family life, right? How many do you want kids? How many kids do you want? By when do you want them? Do you already have kids? Amazing, right? What lifestyle do you want? Do you like nice cars? Do you like supercars? Do you like penthouses? Do you like traveling? What is the life that you want to have? What is the lifestyle that you want to have, right? Income goal. Let me know how much money you'd love to be making every single year. Have you done the math on what your dream life is going to cost you? I want to know that, right? Because I want to align the incentives with you getting everything you've ever wanted in life, okay? I know a lot of people say money is not important, but money is important, because without it, you will never be able to make sure that you're actually doing the things that you love instead of just working for money, okay? Now, more specific questions is on when it comes to outbound and marketing. Have you ever done outbound prospecting before? For what kind of offer? What was the workflow and structure of the campaigns that you ran? Have you done any advertising? And by outbound, would love for you if you can specify what outbound channels did you do: LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram outreach, Twitter outreach, all that good stuff. And have you done any advertising, marketing campaigns for a high ticket service offer? If you have, then share an example. What ad platforms are you familiar with? If you had a 50K ad budget per month, what ad platform or platforms would you allocate it to, and how would you structure the funnel, right? So tell me about, different advertising strategies, right? Would you run content first and then maybe retarget people who consume their content with a specific offer? Would you do a webinar funnel? Would you do a VSL funnel? Would you do maybe just a lead gen campaign where we just spend money to get leads and then we just get our growth team or our sales team to reach out to these people, right? Tell me, just tell me what strategies, right, you would use to scale a company. And when it comes to sales, what's the size of the biggest organization you've worked in? How big was the sales team? What was their revenue? What did you do to manage a sales team? Or if you were in a sales team that was well run or well managed, what did they do? What did you do to motivate the team? Or what would you do to motivate a team? What did you do to keep the team accountable? Or if you were in a well managed team, what was the systems and processes used to keep the team accountable? What was the daily meeting structure like, right, to keep everybody motivated? And what was the cadence of them, right? Was there beginning of day, just a huddle? Was there an end of day huddle, right? And then last question, from an outsider's perspective, what would you do differently if you were running clientacquisition.io and needed to scale it to $3 to $5 million per month in sales in the next 24 months? Right? Some of the things that here you could cover is, would you change maybe the product? Would you change the pricing? Would you do, if you don't have a lot of perspective within our pricing models and things like that, you can just make up hypotheses, right? Like, what would be the pricing? How many offers would you have? And just get creative. Just tell me what you would do. Okay. So what I will do is answer these questions in the actual video itself. Okay. Don't just, you don't have anywhere to write them on here, right? So it's going to need to be a video. So yeah, I think it's probably best if I put this form on there, but yeah, so that's it. Answer these questions, and I'll be reviewing in the next, week or so, all the applications, and then I'll be getting on interviews, and if I find the right person, we'll be getting started ASAP. Take care. Bye-bye.